Thank you for joining me with another video from DeMarco Gaming. This is going to be a how-to video on using VisualStella's quest journal with a choice set from Galv. And so I'll go ahead and show those sites so that you know where you can get the different scripts. So first of all, Galv site is going to be GALVS and then hyphen scripts.com. And he has a lot of different scripts that you can use. One of the ones that we're going to be using in this is actually going to be the visual novel choices. And you can actually get the download master demo, and that's going to give you the script, plus it's also going to give you the artwork needed to add this to your own setup. And obviously throw a little love away of any of these script writers. They do spend an awful lot of time, and make sure that you do give them credit when making your projects. Okay, the other one that we're going to be going to is actually going to be um, VisualStella, and VisualStella sells their stuff on itch.io, itch.io, and so they have the VisualStella MZ All Waves bundle. That one I think is like $100 or something like that. Otherwise, you can buy the waves individually, or you can actually buy the specific scripts within the bundles. It's just that you save more money by doing either buy wave or buy the entire bundle itself. And and they have a lot of mechanics. So VisualStella actually puts in a full battle system, and I'll show you kind of the scripts I have listed here. So you can see here they deal with Dragonbone battlers. They have entire core systems for battle, main menu, save, item core, all that kind of stuff. And then they have additional utility scripts that feed off of those battle systems and stuff like that. The one that we're going to be dealing with today is going to be the VisualStella quest system. All right, so now let's go ahead and go into the actual setup and how we do this. So first I'm going to show you kind of a way that you can code the or script the um, event on the page itself. So when you're creating a system, you go ahead, you go to File, you go to New Project, and yes, Save Game. So then you'll go ahead and you'll set it up in whichever folder. You'll name it whatever your project is going to be named, code black, whatever, until you come up with a name for it. And then what we're going to do from there is you'll get just a basic map like this, which is a 17 by 13 square. And then you could just put down anything you want. So you could just drop some grass or something like that. So you just click over here on this one here, and you can drop some grass and just, fill it in. Okay. So the purpose of that is just so that you have a place where you can start. Then you're going to right click on the mouse and go down to set starting position, and then click on player. This will put the starting position of the player down on the map. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and you're going to create a new event. Okay. Now, in this case, I already have the event, so I don't need the new event. And then over here, you'll see all the events on my map, and then you can rename the event accordingly. So edit, and then your name goes up here. So what we want to do is we want to actually look at what I have here, game explanation. And this is how you would actually script it if you were doing it in the event itself. And I'm going to show you a better way of doing this. This is actually kind of messy. You're going to have some really tough times reading this as you go down, especially if you get into super long choice-based games. So what we have here is we have the quest scripts, and we have the Galv visual novel information. So right here, you can see VN choices equal true. This is actually the Galv script, and that allows for me to get all of these, which is these are all going to be talk windows that lead down to the actual scripts plugin, the scripts choice commands. So in this case, we have win. So here's a game. These are all your choice commands. Here's the first one that I set up, and it says, "Oh my God, this is boring." The next one is, "I bet this game will be great." The next one says, "This game already looks like trash." And so you just go down and you fill in whatever you want those choices to be. Then, after you're done with the choices and how you want them to be set up, that's when you're so you can edit and see here's all the choices, just to kind of give you an overview of what those choices look like. So you're going to have 6 basic choices that you could make, but then you can actually default to select another choice list. So let's say you go to, "Oh my God, this is boring." They click on that, and then you have another 6 choices down that. So this can go as deep as you want it to go, but I'm making something basic here, so you just kind of get the idea of how this all works. So then the plugin command, this is where you're gonna use VisualStella. Okay. So when they select this choice, you want the player to do something. Um, in the case of this, we're trying to get a quest to where we want the quest to be accepted, the player to go to an event, talk to somebody, complete the quest, and then turn the quest back into the quest giver. So in this case, this is where you're going to update your quest. So when they click on, "Oh my God, this is boring," or whatever other choice you want, you can put in dialogue, and then you can add in your plugin command, which is the VisualStella quest system. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Okay, and this one's going to look different. I'll show you why. So this is how you really should do this. Okay, rather than that big mess that you had going down. Okay, what we're gonna do is this is gonna be your quest giver, and my quest giver is it looks like kind of a snow globe right now, but I call it a crystal ball. Okay, and the first page is the crystal ball is empty. The player hasn't clicked on it yet. And when the player actually walks up and activates the event with the trigger button, which is a mouse click or the enter button, okay, then the system's going to start running the script that I have here, which is nothing more than an if-else script. Uh, if the quest objective initiate, which is my initial quest, uh, is completed on number 3, then nothing happens. However, if this is not true, then it runs this right here, which is it then enters the common event initiate. So in this case, what we're going to do, and I'll show you this from the beginning, you'll go to new, you'll go to your event, and then here, in order to get whatever image you want, you're gonna come down and scroll down to the bottom here. Some of these you may have some of them. I've got because of the MZ kind of bonus stuff that they give you. So you can choose whatever you want. Like I said, I went to other, and then on other one, you'll see you have these little globes here, and it actually, these go downward. So this is the first image, this is the second image, this is the third image, this is the fourth image. And you would click on whichever one you want. I started with the second image because I'm only going to be doing three, and I want it to kind of show the bubble so it looks more like a crystal ball. So there we have our image. We have it set to action. And then what we would do is we go to content, you double click with your left mouse click, and then here gives you the event commands. Now there are going to be a lot of event commands here, and I'm not going to be able to go over every single one of these. That's more of a how-to script video. I might do that in a future video because that's going to be kind of long. Okay, so what we want um, is we want to actually go in and we want to create a conditional branch. That's going to be your if else. Okay. And then once you create your conditional branch, to make the else, you create the else branch. Okay. Now the if part is going to be whatever you're wanting to be true or false. It's a Boolean statement. Okay, is what that's called. Now, um, it's either like a variable, a self switch, a timer, a switch that you create, which I will show you that as well. Um, and then what we're going to actually put in, which is a script. Okay, so now if you create something like this, you create the script, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put in the script according to what your quest and everything is going to implement. So let's go ahead and just do that. And you see, if you don't put in anything, this is your base. This is where you start from. Okay, so you have your if this is true, then this happens. Else, if it isn't true, then this happens, and then ends after that because you don't want it constantly scrolling. Otherwise, it's going to eat memory, and you're going to end up with memory leaks and crashes. Okay, so now we're going to go back to what I wrote, and here you can see if I edit it, is quest objective completed, and then the name of your quest, and then the objective that you want it to check. Okay, and so the way I have it running now is if that script is true, it does nothing. And there's a reason I'm doing that, and I will show you that. Else, common event initiate is run, and then the control switches objective 1 is turned on. Now, the reason for the control switches is only one reason. So you want the control switches on and off so that it switches between event pages. Over here, you're going to see that you can turn on a switch, and then you can create objectives. And all this is you type in a name of whatever you want. It's just a switch. It's nothing more than a name. Okay, so we're going to look at this and go objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only did 10 because anything beyond that, and you should probably start another quest. It should lead into part 2 of a quest or into another quest. So now that we've created the objective switches, you don't want it on the first one because you want the first page to run before you start switching on objectives or whatever you're calling your switch. Okay, now once I turn on that objective 1, what it does is you create a new event page, and it'll give you a number 2. And then you come up here to conditions and you hit the switch to objective 1, which we turned on the first page. So now it will run the second page if that is true. Okay, so now you set your image, and like I was telling you, I set mine from blank to kind of a dense night. So almost looking like it's that white smoke that you tend to see in crystal balls. And then, so once I've selected that, then I come over here to contents, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the first page. You're gonna double click on it. You're gonna go to the third page. You're gonna create a script. Oh, sorry, no, no. You're gonna go to new. You're gonna go to conditional branch. Sorry, you can write scripts in here without having to have a conditional branch as well, and that's what I just showed you. So you're gonna create that conditional branch, and then once again, you're gonna put in the is quest objective completed, and then the name of the quest, and then the objective you want it to check. Now, what I'm doing here, and I'm sure some of you might have realized what I'm doing, is I'm basically having this creating an image change system based on the quest as it progresses. So I want the player to realize, okay, there's no information here yet. So he goes and clicks on it, and he gets the quest, and it turns into a foggy kind of mess. And then he goes and does the quest, and when he comes back, boom, we have objective 2 switch on. So on the second page, once again, we turn on objective 2, and then on the third page, we will turn off objective 1. Okay? That keeps the system from getting confused on which event you're trying to run. So now we're on the third, and this one you can see the image in the crystal ball. So now they know, okay, I've completed it. If the player then clicks on this crystal ball again, then what happens is the system goes, okay, well, objective 1 is off, objective 2 is off. Now it's going to jump back, and it's going to go, okay, so now we're back to page 1. So your image is going to go back to that blank crystal ball. And then it's going to run the script, is quest 3 completed? Well, yes, quest 3 is completed by the event. Okay, so now it goes, okay, so quest 3 is completed, nothing happens. So now the player can click on that crystal ball as much as they want, and the image will never change back from that blank image to getting the quest. Okay, and on top of that, you're also talking about they won't continue to rerun the same quest over and over again. Okay, so that is how you do a clean script run. And then how you're actually going to set this up is, you see how I was telling you about the comment event here. So just like up here, you would double click wherever you want to set your common event. Then you'd come down on page 1 to common event. These are going to be the events that you're going to set up. Okay, so we are going to go to the event page. Yes. Okay, so you're going to go to the event page. Now you can do this by going up to Tools, Database, or you can go over here to your database little gear icon here, and those are your two methods getting there. And then you click down on Common Events, and then you'll get something that looks like this. It'll be 0001, and it'll be blank, and it'll have no name or anything like that. Okay, what you're going to do is actually set up the quest. So what you're doing is calling the script inside of the event, but the actual event, the common event, is written in a general location. So that way you can edit it in the common events, and you can drop it anywhere in the world. Okay? So if you have it on any map or anything like that, you don't have to memorize where your common events are located. Instead, you just know that it's here, and then wherever you drop your event on any map and anywhere in the game, that call will always call to the common event. And anytime you need to edit it, you go to the common general events page and edit it there, and it will change all of the event types. So let's say, for instance, you have a common event that's like a fair, and you want a dunk tank. Okay, and you script in this dunk tank, and you script how all that works. Now, what you can do is you take that and you put it on all the fairs in all the world, and let's say you have 20 fairs across the world. Now, when you go to change the common event, then all 20 of those will all change. So you don't have to go through the maps and try to find them individually one by one and try to change each and every one of them. Okay, the other thing is that you're going to want to name your quests, and there's a reason why. If you notice here, like in the plugin commands, you'll see the quest keys, and I have a name for it. If you just put a number 1 and a number 2 and a number 3 and a number 4, well, there's going to be an issue. You're going to have quest key 1, objective 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to go down and it's going to say quest key 1, quest key 1, quest key 1, ID 1, 2, quest key 1, and you're just going to see numbers rolling down the screen. Well, that can be kind of hard to read, especially when you start to see multiple quests. If you start to embed different quest keys in here, then you're going to have 1, 2, 4, 10, 12, 20, and you may not remember which quest is which. If you name your quest, it will be easier to identify which quest you are working with. So we name the initial quest initiate, and then we design the quest keys. Okay, so before you can set all this up, you actually have to create your quest. So let's go ahead and exit this for real quick, and we're going to come up here, and we're going to click on your puzzle piece here. That's your plugin manager, okay? And then you're going to go to Quest System, which is the Visual MZ Quest System. Double click, and then under Quest Categories, double click on that. And then you're going to have, these are going to be the different categories. I have 2 different categories, okay? So we'll just go to the first category, and then you go into the one that reads quests. Now, you're going to have, obviously, it'll have the initial welcome one that VisualStella puts in. You're going to change all this information. This is all going to be your stuff. Okay, so quest 1 I changed, and what you'll do is in future ones, you'll go down and you can put in a quest 3 and all that kind of stuff and add quests to it. So you're going to put in the title. Difficulty, this is going to be up to you, what you think the quest is. Do you think the quest is hard? Do you think the quest is easy? Do you think the quest is impossible? So you're going to tell you tell the player, this is an easy quest. You should be able to complete this without any issues. And then you tell them where it's from. So this is going to be the quest giver. So that would be the crystal ball or the void. The location, the other side, or from a city. So this would be like, this is from businessman, location, Los Angeles, California. Description, this is going to be the actual description of the quest. So it's going to give you a really long thing here, and you just type in, and then when you're done, you hit OK. And then you can type in another description, and you can sit there and go down in all your descriptions and all you want. But once you've made your descriptions, then you're going to come down here to objective lists. This is going to be that 1, 2, 3 that I was pointing out. This is your objective 1, objective 2, objective 3. Objective 4 will populate once you've made an objective 3. So if I make an objective 4 and press OK, a 5th will pop up so that you can enter more information. But it's not going to give you a laundry list of numbers until you need them. Okay, So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to delete this because we don't really need that. Okay. So these are our 3 objectives. So then we come down here and we say, this is the initial objective that you want available. Some people, they want to list all of their objectives at once. If you, like this is the main story objective is what I'm making. You don't want to spoil the story or tell the player where they're heading. You're going to do these one at a time. So they're visible objectives. The first objective, 1. Rewards is going to be whatever you want to reward the player for. So I left in the initial thing that VisualStella did, which was quest system and helping support. But you can actually add in experience and all that kind of stuff just by putting the code in and telling the player you gained 12 experience and 200 coins or something like that. And when you actually give them the items, that's going to be in the event. This is just telling the player what you are giving them so that they understand what the quest is worth to them. Okay. And then which rewards are visible once again. So if you have maybe a random chance in one of the rewards, like if you beat a certain boss and he has a 5% chance of dropping a rare item, you may have that in 4 question marks until he actually finds the rare item, and then that becomes visible. Okay, so that's how you're going to create your quests. Okay, so let's just get out of here. Any of the rest of the information that I don't discuss in here, you guys are more than welcome to look over this. This is all of the different things, like how you want to name it in the menu, how you want it to look, what kind of picture you want showing in the background, what kind of borders you want, how you want to show your, if you want to show failed quests or any of that kind of stuff. All of these are options. So you just click on these and they'll literally tell you what you're looking at. Known quests, command windows, you just go in there and kind of play with what you want out of it. Now, over here, this is the important section. Okay, so the scripting that I was talking about, all of that is located in their help file. So VisualStella is already telling you how you can script the different things. So for your conditional branches and controlling variables. Okay, so here, these are controlling variables. So you're saying total quests available. So you put in the parentheses, you put in 20. It will show 20 quests, okay, at a time. Excuse me. Whew, a lot of talking. Total quest completed and total quest failed. So these are all these are all going to be your variables. Okay, so if we scroll down, you'll get to conditional branch. So this is what we're using to set up our quests. This is quest objective completed. This is the quest key, which is the name of the quest, or if you want to give it a number, you put in the number of the quest. Okay. And then this is the objective ID, so that's going to be the 1, 2, 3 of whichever objective you're trying to run. So we're using this to verify whether the quest objective has been completed or not to move on to the next objective. In the case of a failing quest, so you can have it to where like they have a time limit or something like that, they could possibly fail the objective. And so if they fail the objective, you run a script, did they fail the objective? And then you may want to offer them the quest again. Is it uncleared? Claimed? So this is like if they've already got a reward, So this would be helpful, just to kind of give you an idea. If you have a unique item, so is the quest reward claimed? Is the key to Argonaut claimed? If it is, do nothing. Don't give them any more of those items. It's a unique item. Okay. Or if it is not claimed, then run script and you tell them, oh yeah, you can get the key to the Argonaut if you beat this boss or find it in this dungeon. So that's what you're looking at with that. And reward denied would be like if they don't meet levels or something. Maybe the reward is an airship, but you don't want them to have that airship until they reach level 30. Well, you can say, is quest reward denied? You do this, and then you tell them that they have to be the level in order to get that reward. So these are just some different things that you can put in, and then they have note tags. These are things that you're going to be using for. Let me show you and close. This is going to be used in your database, so we're going to click on the wheel, and that's where you put in the notes in the actors and stuff like that to kind of give them the different looks and stuff, or give them special powers, or give them certain values like corresponds to the attack command. There's all sorts of things that you do with note tags. It's not just the quest system. The battle system goes in here. All sorts of things go in this area. Like this is the menu system. This is a battle system. So um, what we're doing, bringing it back to where we were. Okay, so we're calling the script that we're looking at, and we're saying, okay, they haven't completed the third objective yet. So we want to give them the event. So we say, okay, run the event. So then we take a look at the event, and this says if the quest objective is completed of initiate number 1, then run this, which is complete the second objective. Okay. Else we want to run this, okay, which is going to be add the quest, enable the quest in the quest log in the menu. So I have mine disabled at the start, and then it enables it. So then we say, okay, well, the quest system objective needs to change, and now not only does he see the first objective, but now he's going to see the first 2 objectives. And then I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to say objective change, objective ID 1, and I'm going to say status is complete. So all of these are part of the plugin command. So what you do is you double click on here, you go to the third page, plugin command, and you're going to go to your plugin of the past it quest system. Okay, click OK, and it's going to give you the commands that you can do. So here is add the quest. Description change if you want to change descriptions as they progress through the system. Objective changes. This is where I was telling you we completed it and then we moved on to the next objective. So you're going to tell it to change. Quote change, reward change, if you want to change the rewards based on the levels and stuff, maybe they are. Subtext. So all of these are different things that you can do, like disable the quest system in the menu if there's like a time where you don't want them to do quests. Okay. So these are all different things that you can do, and then the quest keys are always going to be the name of the quest or the number of the quest so that it knows which quest to go to. Okay, so if you name it, it's the name. If you number it, it's the number. Okay, then the status. Okay, so in the event of, let's say here, you're going to objective change, Now it gives you the quest, and it goes, well, which objective do you want to change? And it goes, okay, so starting with 1. So there's 1. Maybe you wanted to do multiple. So like I did, where I said, okay, now I want you to show 1 and 2. So you type in the second objective and you click OK. Now it shows 1 and 2. And then show. So now it's going to show whichever quest that you do, the objective 1 and 2, in your quest journal. If you wanted to complete it, you would actually just go to complete objective, fail objective, remove objective. Maybe there's an objective where they had a choice to make, and it's like, make a choice, and you show 2 different trees of where they can go. Now you can remove the objective of the one they didn't go to. So that's different ways that you can use this. Okay, but it's really easy. You just use the plugin command, and then you have the command names, and then you change the what they call arguments. But these are basically just your information, telling the system what you want it to do and where you want it to go. Okay. So now let's kind of take a look. I've pushed a lot of information at you. So now let's take a look at it in action. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run this. Okay. And we click New Game. All right. So let me. Sorry, it went to my other screen. So let me move that so you can actually see it. Okay. So you get the menu at the front with the options in the end game and stuff. You can use your mouse or you can use your keyboard. Click New Game, and then your characters can either be controlled by a mouse or it can be controlled by just your keyboard. So I have it to where if you go over here and you talk to the event itself that we're using as the quest objective, you don't have the quest. So what do you want them to do? You want them to tell them what to do. So you say, please look into the crystal ball next to me to understand your future. You will get a written log of what is to come. Ooh. So you come over to your crystal ball. Okay. Click on it. It goes black now. Okay. So now let's take a look. There's my quest journal. It's been activated. It now shows in the background. So you can see right here, you can see accepted, completed, failed. So over here, I created because of the categories. You want the player to understand which category something belongs to. So this is my main quest, and these are like my fetch quests. These are going to be the things that townspeople have and stuff like that. So if players don't want to deal with the whole townspeople stuff or the fetch quests, they're going to know whether it's a fetch quest townspeople job or a main storyline job. So we click accepted and we go to initiate. And here you go. The title, the level, who's it from, where's the location. So when the player needs to turn it in, they're not trying to guess where they picked this quest up. Especially if you're going to have hundreds of quests in a game. Players aren't going to remember where they got them. So then you have your description, and here's the objectives. So by clicking on the crystal ball, they accepted their first quest and it completed the objective. It then showed them their next step, which is talk to the NPC next to you and make your choice. Here are the rewards for doing this, and this is the quote that they allow you to put in. So I put in a stupid little quote down here. But this is what the player will understand is the quest. Okay, and every time that you complete a different objective, you want to complete it out so they have a check mark so they know which one they've completed. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna back out. And you're going to click on the crystal ball and look back, and you're going to see, oh, okay, nothing changed. Okay. Well, that's because we set it up to where it will not progress until they complete the next objective. And that keeps the crystal ball from going to the next one where it shows that image in it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and talk to the NPC. The NPC now changes the information, the vocal information that she is giving you. So now it's going to go through and it's going to talk to you about the game. So in my case, it tells them about this is an RPG. It's all about choice and how I'm going to be doing my game as far as how choice will matter. And it goes through this and tells the player what to do, and then pops up all these choices. Now, in this case, these choices won't matter because I haven't really done anything with them. All I'm doing is setting up the framework. So now I go, oh my god, this is boring. I bet this will be a great game. So these are all those choices I showed you earlier that I had to name what it's going to show on the little content bar. So I bet none of these choices will really matter. Ha! Click on that. Now let's look in our quest guide. What's changed? Okay, go to accepted, go to initiate, and we go, oh, look at the objectives. They've changed. Now the objective 1 says it's completed. Objective 2 says that it is completed. You've made your choice. Objective 3 says you have chosen wisely. Return to the crystal ball. So now the player knows to go back to the crystal ball and select. Okay, well now they've got the image selection, so they see, oh, something's changed. So they come back to their quest, and here we show it's no longer under accepted. It's now under completed. What happened? Objectives. All 3 objectives have been completed. So now the player is done with this quest, so it gets moved to the completed. Now if we back out of here and the player goes, oh, well, the image is still there. Maybe I can accept the quest again or something. If they click on it, it goes back to the empty crystal ball. Okay, if they click on it again, same thing. They can click on it as much as they want. It will never fill up again because they've already done the quest. Now, when they go to the quest journal, once again, they can click on it as many times as they want. It will never be accepted again. It will always show complete in the quest journal. So that is how you would set it up to be a completed quest system with choices using Galv's visual choice and using VisualStella's quest system. And like I said, if you keep it clean like this, it'll be a lot easier for you in the long run, where you just call the quest that you need to call. Just make sure that you do go in and you switch off your control switches. Otherwise, the system could get confused and it could cause an error that crashes the game. Okay. The other thing is that make sure that you always going back to the common events, make sure that you go to the status of the actual quest as completed when you are done. So in this case, I say, okay, well, if the first one is completed, run this script. It says if the second one is completed, run this script. Okay. So it goes and it runs the script after you talk to the NPC, and it says, okay, now show all 3 objectives with status completed, and then I tell it to complete the job. Or, sorry, not the job, but the quest. And then this is where you would put your reward. Once you complete the quest, you come in here and you give them something. So in the case of, you can change gold. So this is where I was telling you, you can do 200 gold. Now the character will get 200 gold for completing the quest out. You may want to give them an item, a weapon, armor, experience. You can do any of that kind of stuff all in here. These are all going to change different aspects of the game and stuff like that. And then just to kind of show you, this is a variable or a constant increase or decrease. So you could have a thief ability and you can create a decrease of a constant of 200, that kind of thing. All of this is all used the same way. It's only a script call basically for the system to know what you want. Changing mathematical numbers, adding in strings, all these kinds of things, adding a state, recovering, all that kind of stuff. So in this case, we want to give the player 200 gold, and that player will now receive a reward for completing the quest. So this was a rather long video in itself, and as I was showing you, there's so much more you can look into in the quest system. There's also a lot that you can look into in the database itself, and in Galv scripts and stuff like that. So just kind of play with it. Take a look at some of the different scripts. They may work with your game that certain scripts don't work with mine, depending on what you want to do. So please, if you like this video, if it gave you any meaning, like it down below. If you want more videos like this, I am making how-to videos. I'm making Let's Play videos. Some of my content is going to be more kid-friendly. And some of my content is going to have a more adult theme. So this is all kind of all part of my page. So if you want more of this, please click subscribe. It'll tell you when these videos are being posted. If it's not a video you don't want to watch, then you can just ignore it, and you know, maybe there will be another how-to video that you want to look into in the future. So thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day or night, whichever one it is.